Hey, it's the Lumina, and welcome back to Simply Survival Sundays. So, this episode of Simply Survival Sundays is going to be a lot different. I am going to be going over actors I'd like to see play the Doctor from Doctor Who. I'm going to edit in the actors and whatnot, but I'm also going to be working on my survival world here. So, let's start by saying I am going to have my personal criteria be just pretty much actors I like. And yeah, that's pretty much the criteria. So, this does mean, yes, the actors can be American, and also there are a couple of deceased actors that are going to be a part of this this list. Let's see. Alright, so let's start with the first actor. The first actor I would love to see play the Doctor is Olivia Colman. She has been on Doctor Who before. She's also been in Marvel's Secret Invasion. She has also been in Alice Oseman's Heartstopper. As she was Prisoner Zero in Doctor Who. She was, I don't really know what character she really was in Marvel's Secret Invasion. But yeah, she, I feel, could be a good Doctor. My reason is, oh, she's also been in The Crown, as the Queen of England. Oh shoot, my axe broke. Anyway, yeah, I think she would be a good Doctor because, there's that, like, the Doctor being wise. I feel like she could play a very wise Doctor. And, yeah. So, next up, I'm going to insert a photo here. And now, the next actor I'd like to see is Benedict Cumberbatch. I feel like he could pull off that, like, whimsical vibe, and also, again, the smart vibes of the Doctor. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about really any of the actors other than what they could possibly bring. Also, what would be very interesting about it is the fact that, I believe technically in a crossover with, Sherlock Holmes, Benedict Cumberbatch has actually shown up in Doctor Who before as Sherlock Holmes, in a crossover. So that's something. And yeah, I think he'd bring some pretty decent stuff to the role of the Doctor. Please don't leave your pen. There we go, and now I'm gonna have to go to sleep. So, yeah, number 2 is Benedict Cumberbatch, and I will insert a photo right here. All right, let's move on to the next actor. This next actor is a deceased actor, and an American actor, but I believe Betty White could have brought the older, wise side of the Doctor, like the older, like grandparent figure wiseness to the role. So that's why I think Betty White should have been the Doctor when she was alive. And I will insert a photo here. All right, next, I would like to see Gwendolyn Stacy in, not Gwendolyn Stacy, not Gwendolyn Stacy. As you saw, the little title card, I'd like to see Gwendolyn Christie as the Doctor. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering actors right, because I confuse a couple, but Gwendolyn Stacy was in Star Wars as Captain Phasma, my personal favorite character in Star Wars, actually. I'm actually going to extend this a bit more. So, I don't really have any real good rhyme or reason for wanting Gwendolyn Stacy. Not Gwendolyn Stacy, oh my god. Gwendolyn Christie. Gwendolyn Christie. I don't really have any good rhyme or reason for wanting Gwendolyn Christie other than I liked her as Captain Phasma in Star Wars. So, yeah, there's not really, again, any good rhyme or reason for really wanting her, other than she was pretty cool as Captain Phasma. I will insert a photo here. And now I am going to move on to my 5th pick, which, by the way, I want to say these actors, I do have them in order on my little list I have here with me, but I will say they're not really on any specific spot on the list for any real reason other than me thinking they'd be cool as an actor. And there's not really anyone I like more than the other. Obviously, some of these people will never, could never be the Doctor. For example, Betty White, unfortunately, she would never be able to be the Doctor because she's deceased. Anyway, let's move on to the next actor. Tilda Swinton. I believe that's how it's pronounced. You saw it in there. But Tilda Swinton, she was at one point in the MCU the person, what is Doctor Strange? He is the head sorcerer, whatever it's called. I'm sure you know if you're a Marvel fan. But then that character, I think, died or stepped down as head sorcerer or whatever. I really don't know the proper terminology. I need to go rewatch all of the Doctor Strange movies, but also keeper of the, what was it? Was it the Time Stone? The green, uh, Infinity Stone. And, I also picked a picture, which I will put up, that I think would be a decent, like, hairstyle / outfit for Tilda Swinton if she were to be the Doctor. Anyway, here's the photo. And let's move on to the next actor I wouldn't mind seeing as the Doctor. Alright, so the next actor is Joe Locke. So, Joe Locke has had a few different roles over his career. He's started out as Charlie Spring from Alice Oseman's Heartstopper. Back to the Heartstopper actors. Then he had the role of Wiccan, aka, what's his name? Wanda's Child. I do not remember the name of said character right now. But, yeah. My reasoning for Joe Locke is he probably could bring a young face to Doctor Who. He's currently 23, 24. I don't remember his exact age off the top of my head right now. But he's fairly young, and I feel like a fairly young face for Doctor Who would be pretty cool, in at least my opinion. So, there's that entry, and here is the photo now. And next is, give me a moment. I'm going to grab a couple of different things real quick. And then let me go cut down some trees real quick. This one works. Alright, so the next actor is Kit Connor. My reasoning for both Kit Connor and Joe Locke are, well, I really like them as actors because they're both in Heartstopper, but then also because they both are a fairly young face that would, in my opinion, be quite cool for Doctor Who to have as the Doctor. But, we're also going to, rephrase, I am also going to say, the other reason I want Kit Connor, other than him being a young actor, is because I feel like, as far as I know, we haven't really had, like, a more muscular, fit type character Doctor in Doctor Who. And, well, Kit Connor, oh my gosh, I just made torches and didn't need to. But yeah, Kit Connor is more on the muscular side, and so from what I remember, we do not have that muscular of a Doctor currently, and I feel like it would be pretty cool having a more muscular Doctor. Anyway, let me quickly throw a torch down. There we go. And then, yeah. So that's why I think Kit Connor should be the Doctor. There's quite a few that I don't really have a rhyme or reason for. Anyway, let's move on to the next Doctor. I will quickly say, Kit Connor and Joe Locke are some that I quickly edited in as I was editing because I forgot to write them down on my list. Anyway, back to the... Alright, so you may be thinking, wait, Jon Bon Jovi isn't an actor, he's a musician. Well, he actually is also an actor. He's been in quite a few different things, but the most noteworthy thing that Jon Bon Jovi has been in is Young Gun 2. He also wrote the song Blaze of Glory for Young Gun 2. He was an inmate in Young Gun 2. Anyway, why I want Jon Bon Jovi as the Doctor is it's actually been, in my opinion, a while since we've had an actor with like gray hair as the Doctor. The last one we had was the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, but it's been a minute since we've had Peter Capaldi, hasn't it? Because we had Jodie Whittaker, then we had David Tennant again as number 14, and then we're currently with Ncuti Gatwa. I personally think if it was my choice, the next Doctor would be Jon Bon Jovi. And, well, yeah. So, yeah, Jon Bon Jovi could bring that, like, fun, older Doctor vibe to Doctor Who again. And, oh, shoot. I fell. Oh, shoot. How do I get out? Do I have dirt? I do have dirt. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but Jon Bon Jovi, could bring that older actor vibe to, Doctor Who again. And also, I feel like Jon Bon Jovi could bring kind of this similar vibe of when 12, Peter Capaldi, was really into guitars for some reason. I haven't really fully watched Peter Capaldi's era yet. I'm going to make it to there. I'm currently in the very beginning of David Tennant's era. But yeah, I feel like Jon Bon Jovi could bring that fun musical aspect to the Doctor again. But also like that older Doctor vibe. And here is a picture of Jon Bon Jovi. This is actually, I believe, him around now. It's if it's not how he looks currently, it's how he looked fairly recently. Anyway, let's move on from Jon Bon Jovi to another musical actor. Michael Jackson. So, my entire reason for wanting Michael Jackson as the Doctor is the fact that it was rumored / it may have been a thing. I can't remember if it's true or if it's just a rumor that happened, but back in the 80s when Doctor Who was like on a hiatus / was canceled, they considered rebooting Doctor Who with Michael Jackson as the Doctor. And I think that would have been really cool to see Michael Jackson as the Doctor. But, as we know, that never happened. I wish it did happen. There's not really any other rhyme or reason for me wanting Michael Jackson as the Doctor, other than the fact that I feel like Michael Jackson could have made a good Doctor, and he would have been a cool, way to bring America, entice America into watching Doctor Who, because Michael Jackson was really big. In fact, I'm not sure all the logistics, but I feel like he was also pretty popular elsewhere. So that's why I'd like to see Michael Jackson as the Doctor. But obviously, that never happened, and unfortunately, it will never happen. Alright. And here is a picture of Michael Jackson. I'm sure all of you already know what he looks like, though, but here's the picture. And now, next is Emma Stone. So, my reason for wanting Emma Stone as the Doctor is, well, I'm kinda biased towards her. I really like her, because she plays Cruella in Cruella. And Cruella de Vil is my personal favorite Disney villain. Not because, oh, she kills puppies. I mean, yes, it is because she kills puppies, but that killing puppies is what makes her evil. I don't like that she kills the puppies. It's just more, again, what makes her evil as a Disney villain. Anyway, Emma Stone, I feel like, could make a good Doctor. Let me show the picture real quick here. And let's actually move straight on to the next one. Another Emma, actually. Emma Thompson. Again, it's pretty much the same reason I want to see Emma Stone as the Doctor, but it's more, in fact, I could also see Emma Thompson as the Master because of her playing the Baroness in, what's it called? She plays the Baroness in, oh, I'm drawing a blank, in Cruella. And the Baroness is quite evil, and, well, the Master is quite evil, so that's why I could see Emma Thompson as the Master, but I can also see Emma Thompson as maybe like a more edgy, per se, Doctor. Anyway, here is a picture of Emma Thompson. Alright, yes, you said it. Don't hate me. But Jack Black as the Doctor. Here is my reason for wanting to see Jack Black as the Doctor. It is not, oh, well, it is. I'd actually like to see him as kind of like the 14th Doctor, where he only gets a very select few episodes, or like the 8th Doctor, again, a very select, very minimal amount of... Is it the 8th Doctor? Yes, it is the 8th Doctor, the movie Doctor. I forgot the actor's name off the top of my head. You know who I'm talking about. But I feel like Jack Black could have a very minimal episode count as the Doctor. But my reason for wanting Jack Black is, yes, because of the Minecraft movie, but also because I just think it would be hilarious seeing Jack Black go, "And this is the TARDIS. It can go anywhere in time and space." Something like that. Where pretty much that Doctor, his whole gimmick is being funny and announcing what stuff is to maybe bring in new fans, because, yeah, I feel like a Doctor being played by Jack Black could actually bring in a decent amount of fans. Another line he could say is, "This is the sonic screwdriver." Something like that. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Just the fact that Jack Black would be hilarious as the Doctor and bring a very comedic Doctor. And, you know, Jack Black's whole thing is being a comedian, like, actor. So that's why I think Jack Black should be the Doctor. And, well, let's move on to an honorable mention. Now, you may be wondering, who the hell is Elm Denver? Denver? It's me. Yeah, I'd like to see myself as the Doctor, just because I feel like I could make a good Doctor. The only reason I feel like nobody would want that is because I'm a stupid American. And so, yeah, that's why I feel like no one would like me as the Doctor, but that's why I'm an honorable mention and not an actual spot here. Alright, so let's move on swiftly. Actually, here real quick is a picture of me in cosplay as the Doctor. No, it is not the fourth Doctor, despite the hat and the scarf. It's my own regeneration of the Doctor. In fact, you know what? We're not moving on to 11. Here's the picture here. And we're not moving on to 11 because I want to go into a little bit of a depth of at least how I would write the Doctor I would play. This Doctor is into all sorts of stuff. He's got a tattered hat, as seen in the picture, due to multiple adventures, and it is the fourth Doctor's hat, just more beaten up. And yes, it is the fourth Doctor's scarf, but it's, again, not the fourth Doctor. But this Doctor is like I guess in a real person sense, he would go thrift shopping, repurpose things, make his own things. In fact, the one thing I would have wanted that I could not pull off too greatly in the costume is self-made things. The jacket does somewhat looks like handmade by the Doctor, and also the Sonics are, and the Sonics are not in the picture. I do not know where the custom Sonics are, that I made specifically for this cosplay. But, yeah. This doctor would pretty much repurpose stuff. And, yeah. Anyway, let's now move on to... I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Philippa Sue. She's been in Hamilton, and she currently is a nurse on Dr. Odyssey. I don't really have any rhyme or reason for wanting her as the Doctor, other than I like her as, who does she play? Angelica Schuyler, or Angelica Hamilton, Hamilton's husband in Hamilton, and I also really like her as the nurse in, Dr. Odyssey. So that's all I really have for Philippa Sue, however you pronounce her name. And lastly, last but not least, Angela Bassett. I would love to see Angela Bassett as the Doctor. She is currently Athena Grant in 911 on ABC, but she is also Black Panther, aka T'Challa's mother, I believe, in Black Panther, and I believe she's also in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She may be in a few other Marvel movies. I think she would make a great actress as the Doctor, because currently she is a police officer. That kind of ties into the whole, like, Doctor having a police public call box type thing. But the other reason why is because she's kind of like, I feel like she could pull off a really good Doctor that does not have companions. And the only reason I say this is because her character, Athena Grant in 911, is pretty much a lone wolf, only works alone, and I feel like that could make a good Doctor. And also, I just love Angela Bassett. She's beautiful, and I feel like she could pull off a really good Doctor costume. Now, I'm talking in the sense that the Doctor doesn't continue swapping costumes. I want the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, to be his thing being changing costume every episode. I really like it, but I also would like to see it as a thing only really the 15th Doctor does. I will put a photo of Angela Bassett here. And that concludes my list of actors I'd love to see as the Doctor. Yes, there are some American actors and actresses, and yes, Betty White and Michael Jackson are dead, therefore they probably... rephrase, they cannot be the Doctor, but I would have loved to see them as the Doctor. It could have been pretty great. Would have been pretty great, I feel like. But that never happened. Anyway, it's been Elm the Lumina, and I will see y'all lovelies in the next one. Goodbye.